In the world of railway operations, we all know that safety and efficiency rely on incredibly accurate documentation. But what happens when that very process starts to create a bottleneck? Well, today we're going to dive into a digital solution that's designed to transform railway maintenance reporting from the ground up.
And this really leads to a critical question that every operator should be asking themselves. Are your current documentation methods creating hidden drags on your projects? And, just as important, could they be damaging your professional reputation with your clients?
I want you to imagine this: cutting the time your team spends preparing project paperwork by 70%. Now, that's not just a small improvement, it's a fundamental shift in how you operate. You're freeing up valuable engineering resources by automating all of that tedious manual work.
So, to see how that's possible, we'll walk through 6 key areas. We're going to start with the challenge itself, then look at the digital transformation that solves it. We'll explain exactly how it works, show you the final evidence that gets delivered, break down the key operational benefits, and then wrap up with a conclusion.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the documentation challenge. Before we can really appreciate the solution, it's crucial to understand the risks and the deep inefficiencies that come with traditional paper-based processes.
You know, the pain points of these manual systems are huge, and they're all connected. Compiling reports by hand is, of course, incredibly time-consuming, but it also opens the door to human error and inaccurate data. This leads to inconsistent branding, messy version control where no one's sure what's current, and, honestly, the most dangerous part, major compliance and audit risks.
The answer to all this brings us right to Section 2, the digital transformation. This is all about making that strategic leap, moving away from that manual burden and all its risks, over to a system of real, automated efficiency.
This slide really shows that before and after picture perfectly. On the left, you've got the usual chaos of manual work, scattered reports, constant data re-entry, and endless formatting problems. But on the right, you see the digital approach, a single, unified system that pulls data live, compiles it automatically, and makes sure every single report is professional and consistent, every single time.
Now, that all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work in the real world? Okay, Section 3 is where we break down the mechanics of the system.
The workflow is actually really straightforward and completely automated. It all starts out in the field. Technicians fill out standardized digital forms right on their devices. The second they hit submit, that data is instantly centralized. No delays, no lost paperwork. Then the system automatically finds and pulls together all the relevant reports and certificates for that job. And the final step? It generates a single, comprehensive PDF pack all ready to go.
Now, security and integrity are right at the heart of this. We're talking about authenticated digital records. Every single entry, every checkmark, every signature is digitally validated against specific user roles. This creates an unbreakable, verifiable chain of evidence, which is exactly what you need for audits and compliance.
And all of that automation and security brings us to the most important part, Section 4, the final deliverable. We like to call this evidence delivered.
And here it is, the ultimate benefit. The final output isn't a jumble of different files. It's one single, searchable PDF. This document is your definitive, indisputable proof of work for clients and for regulators. And what's really key is that they don't need access to any of your internal systems to see it. It's a complete, self-contained, and fully verifiable record.
Being able to produce that kind of definitive evidence pack has huge ripple effects. So, in Section 5, let's look at the key operational benefits, the real, measurable improvements you'll see across your entire organization.
You can really break down the impact into 4 main areas. First, efficiency just skyrockets because you're slashing admin work. That means faster project closures. Second, presentation is always professional, with consistent branding that enhances your reputation. Third, accuracy is just built in. You eliminate human error with automated checks. And finally, compliance becomes almost effortless, with automatic, verifiable audit trails ready for any regulator. And listen, this isn't just theory. Engineering teams who are actually using this solution are reporting a direct impact. One team said it has, and I'm quoting here, transformed our client documentation processes, improving satisfaction and enhancing our reputation for professionalism. That right there proves the link between better documentation and stronger client relationships.
So, to wrap everything up in our conclusion, what does this shift to digital documentation really mean for the future of the rail industry?
Well, it's important to see this not as just some standalone tool, but as part of a much bigger ecosystem.
This documentation system is just one piece of a suite of over 30 solutions, all designed to digitally transform every part of railway operations, from maintenance right through to compliance.
And that brings us to the final, most important question for you to think about. How would being able to deliver instant, professional, and truly verifiable evidence of your work completely redefine your relationships with your key clients, your partners, and the regulators you work with?